Today we're talking all about author websites. Who has a good one? What do you put on it? Why do you need one in the first place? Plus, we'll do a deep dive into the network of an author who's doing absolutely everything right. All this and more coming up next. First, we're going to get ourselves into the author marketing mindset because this information is a lot, especially if you have no website right now. Author marketing mindset is basically where we get our heads around the fact that we as authors are responsible for growing and maintaining our audience. No one else, traditional publishing deal or self-published, you need to have your website together and your email list, and you need to be in charge of these things. We're doing that because publishing is more competitive than it has ever been, and authors with a business mindset will succeed. No one wants to do any of this. We do it because we want to sell books. I'm telling you all this because nothing about websites, email lists, or marketing is harder than writing a book. So get your head over to the tech side and let's get started. So when you go out to get new readers, whether that's in the form of the internet or making connections or whatever you do in your life, you need to look professional and like a real person. Publishing is a business and we're setting ourselves up accordingly. Your website and your email list are the things that you control 100%. So those need to look good. Your website acts as a central hub for displaying your books, getting people on your email list, growing your audience with social media, and more. Also, you need a website for reputation management purposes. If you should ever get in some controversy, you want an asset that you control to be at the top of Google when someone Googles your name. So you can control the narrative about yourself. It's just a publishing best practice to have a good-looking website that you control that has all your social media and your books on it. So the next question is, who needs an author website? And I would say the answer to this is all working authors who want to sell books. Fiction, nonfiction, anyone who wants to sell books, indie, hybrid, traditionally published, all authors planning to publish more than one book, so all authors need a website. So what goes on your website? This is a good question. And again, try not to get overwhelmed. If you start to get overwhelmed, take a deep breath and go back to the author marketing mindset slide where you tell yourself that you are responsible for your success and that nothing I'm about to say is harder than what you already did, which is writing a book. Okay, we're going to start with your domain. I would love for you to have your first name, last name.com if that is available at all. If not, try the .net, the .org, add a middle initial, add author, add rights, or add books. I would always recommend buying this from namecheap.com. Do not overpay. We are in startup mode here. There is no need for you to get your first name, last name.com if it's $5,000 and someone else owns it. Just forget it. Just first name, last name.com, .net, .org, first name, middle initial, last name, whatever. Get the closest, cheapest thing you can get to your own name. Do not overpay. Do not waste your budget on a premium domain. I have a whole separate video about domains, and in fact, I wrote a whole book about websites that has a long chapter about domains, but let me just boil it down for you and say, first name, last name.com, .net, .org, go to Namecheap and get whatever you can get. We are using your name because your website to be number one when someone Googles you. We're just doing one website per author name or pen name or business or brand name. We're going to avoid doing one for every single book because that gets time consuming and expensive and you're never going to want to maintain 20 books. I've never met an author who just wrote one book. So do not do that and take my word for it. I've done the book website. I've discontinued more book websites than I care to even discuss. It's just not worth it. Put everything under your own name. It's much, much easier. The first and most important thing on your website is going to be that link to that reader magnet and email sign up. Now, if you haven't watched my other video about the reader magnet, that's the most important thing in your author life. Please go watch that, set that up, and then get that link and put it on your website. You're just going to offer a free giveaway, a short story, a checklist, some sample, etc. as a reader magnet. You put the reader magnet inside your book. You're going to give visitors a reason to join your list right now, convert buyers into customers. Amazon's not going to do this for you, so be sure to have this on your website. We're putting this first because we want to build and nurture your reader list. It is the most important asset you have as an author, and the website is just another way to get people onto that list. If you want an example of this, go ahead and go look at my website, loricolwell.com/free. Go ahead and go over there and download those if you want to, just to see an example of a reader magnet on a website. Next on your website, of course, we're going to put your books. We're going to showcase your books clearly and professionally. And if you want, use a service like BookLinker for multi-retailer buying links. You want to avoid putting all your eggs in Amazon's basket and directing all the traffic over to Amazon, because what if Amazon shuts your account down one day? You don't want all your links going over there. We want to never give too much importance to one retailer. Next, we're going to put your social media links. That lets fans connect with you on their favorite platforms. And if you are more tech savvy, use plugins to pull live feeds from those social media sites into your website to make it a little more active and engaging. You want to make sure all of your social media profiles link back to your main site or your reader magnet and your email sign up. Do not waste any internet real estate that you are given. If you have a Instagram account, link it back to your website, or link it back to a link tree that links back to your website. So that's going to be all of your social media profiles. And if you'd like, link them back to a link tree that links back to your website, but you need your website in there somewhere. So right now, if you have a website and social media already, I'd like you to pause this and go and plug any leaks that you might find in the network ASAP. And by leaks, I mean any social media profiles that you have that don't have a link in them that go back to something that you own, right? Even if it's a link tree, that could link to your website. I'm saying this because social media platforms can go away. I mean, look at the potential TikTok ban. What if one of your social media accounts just gets deleted for no reason? You need a way to link people back to always get people to be signing up for your email list. And that should be the point of social media profiles. Yes, it's for engagement, but it's also to get those people on your list so you can sell them things for years to come. The next thing on your website should be your bio. If you write nonfiction, that should be to build authority. If you write fiction, that should be to build interest and connection in you as a person. Include your background, your tone, your genre, and your personality. And if you don't have a book out yet, just say something interesting about yourself. Do you like dogs? Are you a gardener? Do you make a mean sourdough bread? Say something interesting about yourself. Next, we're going to have a contact form on your site that makes it easy for agents, readers, press, or clients to reach you without you giving out your personal email information. Don't overlook this. It could lead to opportunities, or you could get some fan mail that might motivate you. You never know. Just keep this short and simple, their name at the email and the message, and if possible, the option to opt into your newsletter or email list. Just don't get in the way of your success by leaving this off your website. One option is to have photos of yourself. This helps readers connect with you. You could just put whatever you used on your book jacket or on your Amazon Author Central page. Just use a professional or friendly photo. You write under a pen name, just go ahead and use a stock photo or a photo of your pet, photos for your garden, something relatable. Another thing you can put on your website is a shop. This is also optional, but some authors find it makes them a lot of money. Here's where you can sell your books privately and earn even more money than selling them at retailers. You can update it regularly with special signed editions, merch, bundles, other stuff you might want to sell people. For this, you can use Shopify, an e-commerce plugin if you're a little more tech savvy, or you can use a service that offers this, like BookFunnel is now offering direct sales. So you can stick a link over there. It's just another way to have another income stream coming from your work. Another thing you can put on your website is your blog. This is optional, but it's great for SEO, attracting organic traffic, and it can get people familiar with your voice. If you write nonfiction, this is a lot easier. You can just write a lot of blog posts about your topic. As an example, I write a lot about Amazon, Amazon ads, book marketing, self-publishing, whatever people want to know. And for fiction, you can write about books you've read, your interests, stuff you're working on, story elements, stuff like that. Right now, let's go look at an example of an author who's doing a great job with her network, with her website, and everything she links to from that. That's Tessa Hale. She's a romance author, and we're going to look at everything in her network now. As you can see, this author has many, many books, all of which are clearly listed on her website. She has a newsletter. She has a reader magnet. Which, sure enough, is being served up by BookFunnel. This is the exact configuration of reader magnet that should be linked on your website and inside your book to get people to sign up for your email list. She is also selling merchandise on her website, which is a great way to generate extra income. She has hardcovers, special editions, and a mystery box. Here are the ways to connect with her. She has over 5,000 followers on her Facebook page. $15,000 followers on Instagram. Looks like she's doing cover reveals and quotes. She also has a Facebook reader group with 2,500 members, which is great. And she is active on Goodreads and BookBub. I also found her over on TikTok, where she has almost 9,000 followers and regularly posts quotes from her books. Her link tree is also excellent. If you look here, you can see the ARC reader sign up, a lot of free giveaways, ways to connect with her. It's very comprehensive. Her Amazon Author Central is also impressive. Lots of books, great branding. Some of her books have 15,000 reviews. She obviously has a very large email list. So well done. This is super impressive. I am actually going to buy some of these books. I also got on her email list, and I can't wait to see what she does next. Okay, the next question is, when is a good time to build your site? And I would say there is no time like the present. As soon as you know you're serious about publishing a book, go ahead and put your website up. And ideally, that's before launching your first book. I think it's never too early to start growing your platform. If you can use your website to get a bunch of people on your list before you ever publish your book, that is an ideal scenario. Okay, so the question is, what platform or service do I recommend for building a website? I'll say, do not use any free platform. And I say that knowing that people have budget concerns, but I'm going to say this. If you use Blogger or a free version of WordPress or something to build your website, it just doesn't look that professional. And also, I have the same concern with that as I have with a social media site, which is you don't own that platform, so that can go away at any time. And I don't want you to put a bunch of work into a free platform, only have it taken away from you for whatever reason the platform comes up with. So I've seen this happen a couple of times with like a former author client who wanted to keep her website on Blogspot. That ended up getting deleted, and that was a huge deal and a huge hassle, and it could have all been avoided if we'd just gone from the beginning with the paid platform. So I recommend WordPress.org, not .com. WordPress is a software that you would put on a domain that you would buy at Namecheap. I recommend WPX hosting at the moment because they're the easiest to set up. And in fact, I wrote a whole book about how to make a website using WordPress, which I have on the screen here. And I'll link it down below, no pressure, but it does walk you through getting your domain and setting up WordPress and putting all the stuff on it and everything. So, and I cover a bunch of plugins about that and everything else. So no pressure, but if you want to make your website out of WordPress, I wrote a whole book about that, so there it is. Or I don't want to sound preferential, so use whatever you want. Anything paid will work. And if you've already got something that works for you, then just use that. I've seen successful websites on Wix, Squarespace. I hear BookBub has a really good website building service for authors now. You can make a website on Canva. There's a new service called Tertulia that I haven't investigated yet because I make my own sites using WordPress, obviously, but it seems really easy to set up. So the only thing I would say is when you use one of these, be sure to bring your own domain, which you have registered over at Namecheap. There is no need to overpay a service, and some of these places will sell you a domain for a little bit more per year. So I'd like you to just keep everything budget friendly over at Namecheap. My final thoughts on author websites are you don't need to be a tech wizard to have a great website. Just make sure you stay consistent across all platforms. Your site should grow with you as an author. So put together what you can right now with the budget you have. And then as your author career grows and you sell more books, reinvest into making a better website. Just get something up and running so people can find you and you look professional, and it doesn't have to be a lot of money. Do you have questions? Do you want me to take a look at your author network? Please leave that in the comments. Also, if you want more information, I have 2 free books available over at lauriecaldwell.com/free. And I have more information at lauriecaldwell.com, bookpromotion.com, and selfpublishingchecklist.com. That's it. Thanks for listening, and please subscribe.